G'day friends and fans, welcome to Dave's Talk Stuff. I'm your host, the author, David Applegate. Emma and her predatory behaviour has been on full display for some time. Now, a lot of predatory behaviour is seen as harmless antics. Now, as a reminder, in previous videos I have covered the vicious tactics of female sexual competition. Appearance sabotage, indirect aggression, degrading rivals, looking to normalize the suppression of reproduction in others, that is discouraging women from engaging. And she has done this so often. She has often told other women not to engage in reproduction, not to engage in relationships, you don't need no man, and of course, social manipulation. And she has definitely engaged in social manipulation, but increasingly she has been attention seeking, and this, of course, is part of the mating selection process. She has begun, and often unseen by all. Right? You're not going to see every video she's done. There are hundreds of them where she has put herself on display. And people are tired of Emma and her videos. Now, some people have mistaken, right, when others put them out there. But Emma herself put all these videos out there originally. And over the years, she's also taken them down. But she is showing off her body, her inner thighs, right? And over the years, she's tried to attract a lot of attention, while at the same time keeping a low profile. Now, why is that? Well, she's grooming her audience. Okay, this is where male predators do it too, but female predators tend to use their charm, male predators use their charm and worldly sophistication and the air of mystery to lure in the audience. Women, this is one of the few times where women are direct, and they use their appearance. She is selling you on sweet innocence. How is that? The colour pink, the cartoon figures. But look at the eyes, look at the makeup, look at the body posture. She is selling herself as someone who is younger and vulnerable. Now, understand that abuse for a long time has been overlooked, not just by authorities, but by the media, who should be reporting, by the lawmakers, who are reluctant, because these are money-making machines, okay? Her body, the brands behind her body, the brands who fund her to appear in videos like this on TikTok, wearing their brands. So she's grooming and exploiting young girls to copycat her, to mimic her. Often, if a male predator did this, now female predators avoid suspicion and operate for far longer and remain often undetected, because they rarely escalate to the point of what is deemed criminal abuse, that is, physical contact. But they never deal with the psychological harm that people with psychotic traits, that is, what they call secondary psychopathy, that's where they're rooted in antisocial yet manipulative tactics, designed to gain control of others, usually social perception control. Okay, she has been groomed since a child by many to manipulate around her because they want her to sell their product. They cannot do it themselves. It's a sad state of society where younger and younger models were pursued. I remember in the 80s and 90s where models were, in their late 20s, not in their early teens. That's how bad it's become. So, again, you may think, oh no, that's men. No, I'm talking about women who use other women or use themselves to sell products to an increasingly younger audience, simply for, not just for status, but for wealth. That is predatory behaviour. But they're using the tactics of mating to do it. The tactics of attraction. The asymmetrical pose to appear young, innocent, to appear relaxed, to put you in a relaxed state, to pose, to draw the eye into the into the body. Because remember, when you see something symmetrical, you just go up and down. Here, your actually gaze is drawn to the asymmetrical, so it's straight in the middle there without looking at a face. These are provided talking points from various sources for the National Institute of Health, who talk about the psychological abuse of adolescent females, primarily by companies to prey on them, as to turn the young girls' insecurities against them. So instead of encouraging girls to uplift, to smile, to dress nicely, they are teaching them to be smug, to be self-centered, to not be happy, to pose rather than perform or be interesting or take an interest in someone or something. No, to engage in a normal one-on-one relationship with someone. No, she's been keeping a low profile to organize herself, right, as a authority figure for women. This is, again, grooming and exploiting young girls to elevate herself without bringing them anything, right? You may think, oh, but I'm entertained. All entertainment is fleeting. All entertainment can be achieved without Emma or any actress telling you how to live your life. You don't need all these interviews. You don't need to consume product to, and yes, as someone who sells books, and merch, I understand the psychology of collecting and wanting. Now, I'm talking about the psychological abuse to manipulate, to narrow the market, to ensure that all eyes are always on her. So you have a performance by someone who doesn't believe what they say, who does not practice what they preached. Through the years, she's kept her private life private, while publicly talking about her personal life in terms of being self-partnered, focusing on her happiness and her independence. In reality, she has rarely been single. She has been dating men, including rumoured that she's dated married men, and rumoured to be linked to many men at multiple times. She has a facade. That's what I mean by predatory practice, as opposed to someone who wants to make a living in a fair exchange. She is not engaged in a fair exchange. She's engaged in a psychological manipulation.
This thing to me, which was like, you want to be with someone because you want them, not because you need them. And I think maybe another reason why I didn't get married younger is because I think maybe I would have married someone not knowing who I was.
See, this is what I'm talking about, mate degradation. Okay? She is knowing that young girls mimic her, want to be her, dress like her, so she puts out bad advice every day, and women who are risk adverse, who are feeling insecure, who's not as socially dynamic as her, will not understand that she is using social hierarchy tactics against you to influence you to take yourself out of the dating pool so she can continue on with her predatory behavior where she gets people not because she wants them, she actually genuinely needs them. So she dates because she needs them. So she dates people she needs. And we all know she ain't as young as she used to be. That's why she presents herself through filters, using old videos as new videos, and having them circulated. Ginger and others have circulated this video, believing this is, just harmless fun, without realizing it's not really her. They're older videos of her. There's a difference. But she is signaling using makeup and clothing, not just to attract men, but to intimidate other women who cannot keep up with the impossible standard of her appearance, her actions, her moves.
5, 6.
And see how she's showing off her parts. In various parts, she's drawing attention to her lower body. Not the point of not the point of a normal social influencer there, is it? But she has been indirectly aggressive, which is why her behavior seems so normal, because you see it so often. Now, she's talking about love and marriage, full episode, blah, 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 on platform. Yeah, seeing her facial lines. Yeah. There's nothing to envy her. You should not. Is she married now? No. Oh, she's so lovely, so wise. Well, you fell for it, didn't it? Her voice calms me. Yeah, this is why they pick. Right? Often social influencers are picked not just because of their beauty, but because of their voice. And this is the mistake you make, and so many people make, is they associate beauty and well-spoken with manners and good behavior. Just because she can announce better than me, put on makeup and look prettier than me, she definitely looks prettier than me in that dress, but she's still, deep down, an ugly, insecure child who wants to control and comfort herself and to control others to bring her comfort and security. Now, her billionaire boyfriend. Well, let's get to that. Because as of March 26, Emma Watson, for a long time, leading up to March 26, Emma Watson was not married. She is not. She has been an actress and feminist activist for most of her life. She's kept her private life, and she is not admitted to relationships, though she has been linked to many men. All of them in denial. Some of them I can probably say with a fair degree of certainty are not lying. They may have been together for an event. They might have been a one and done, but they were not in a relationship. And nothing as spectacular as her appearance recently with Gonzalo Helvara Beres. Apologies if I pronounced that wrong. Now those couple that have shared events as a couple, they've shared passionate kisses in public, and they have been sightings of them holidaying together since December 25. Right, she has presented herself, of course, as a I just got lucky. No. All her advertising, the short skirts, the tight body, the controlled demeanor, has all been so that someone like, allegedly someone like Gonzalo would not listen to his mother, but listen to little Gonzo. And little Gonzo says, I want to be nice and warm. But say, really hug tight. And I want to be squeezed. I want to be, yes. I want to dip in that warm primordial pool of ooze. Now, he is not a billionaire. He's a technical billionaire. He's a trust fund nepo baby with a trust fund. But he is also heir to a fortune from his grandfather. Now, the late billionaire Alberto Bezeres put his money into a trust. Apparently, he's not, despite the fact of being an adult, apparently he's got to be 40 to take control. He's got to prove himself. Be a man. Gonzalo, show me that you're worthy, and I give you the keys to my kingdom. Well, he is dead, but no doubt there was a Keys to the Kingdom video. I've heard of these before with trust fund babies where you give it a choice. You can frivolously spend away a small fortune on the trust fund, or prove that you had the cojones to take over the company, and then you risk it all. Right. So, either way, the lawyers get the same amount of money. The lawyers, they don't have they have more of an advantage to raise him to be a man, because there's always a chance that if he becomes a billionaire and takes over the company, then they get their retainer anyway. Plus, they get to be the corporate lawyers, and that's where the real money is. So they have that incentive. So I'm not saying that women are solely predatory. I'm saying predatory behaviour is normalised. Now, where's the money? Well, it's currently in a technology firm called Lock, especially in AI development. Now, he's been to various prestigious international schools. He has a degree in economics. And he is currently also previously had a low profile, previously dating a Mexican singer. Now, at the time, Watson was allegedly dating Karen Brown, who was previously, she was with Brandon Wallace, who previously before that she was, so she's been from vine to vine every year. About once a year. And what happens is that around December-ish, she's gone to the south of France, and at some point, while I believe in Switzerland, they cross paths. And since then, they've apparently she's sheathed his sword a few times, and well, apparently he has ties to logistics, e-commerce, investment firms, and there's a possibility that they were both at Davos, which is a possibility where they met, or some other conference. But until recently, she was still on the path of being self partnered, claiming that she was focused on her own happiness as independence, where in reality, she was making sure that the least amount of women were in the dating pool of fresh, young women who have more to offer than her. Because, quite frankly, what experiences that she has that would be of benefit to a man who may need to prove himself to his family, to prove that he has a good head on his shoulder. And the last thing I would do if I was a Mexican billionaire is want to give my fortune or my company to my grandson who bangs a bimbo because she was in a movie one time. I'm sorry. She does not bring the sort of cultural or economic benefit that I would see someone like him needing in a wife or a mother. She is more like a he is Taylor Swift and she is Kelsey. Right? She is a toy. Kelsey's a toy. He is the prize. Really. Kelsey should be the prize, but he has degraded himself, demeaned himself for a puff piece. And trust me, it's amazing how a good-looking person in a puff piece can transform a despised person like Hassan Piker into a gushing hero of the people. Although you're still at the mercy of your actions, and as Hassan has found out, the audience is very fickle. So is Taylor. She's been booed twice now, and it's only March. She is finding out that her social currency is running out faster than her eggs. Many people still believe in the happy ending, where she has her happy ending. She has her money. She has people foolish enough to spend thousands of dollars to listen to her moan and groan to the tune of auto-tune. Now, is he cheating? I don't know. I don't care. My care factor is today is so that you understand predatory behaviour, that it isn't just violence, it is primarily control. And that if someone, male or female, is trying to control everything you do to give them the perfect relationship, they have no interest in giving you a perfect relationship. There is no mutual exchange. There is, you show up on time, you perform, you read the lines, you sigh and look longingly at her, you hand over the rose, and you take a step back. It is all performance. And even for the hardened or the most seasoned performer, that such performances wear thin very quickly. This is why so many relationships fail, Not because they're incompatible, not because he didn't communicate, but because it was all a performance in which she wanted to experience of romance. I wanted true love. Oh, you say it like you mean it. So tell me once again how beautiful you find me. So, yes. I know people will click that one. But it's no surprise if he was cheating. And it's no surprise she has had a boyfriend every day, every year of her life since she's been able to have a boyfriend. Even that rumoured kiss with Felton, which was denied. Later, you had, however, Ron, what's his real name, don't care, having a hissy fit. Because he thought he had a real chance. Ha! She's an actress. The only thing she loves is the mirror. And I'm sorry for being so judgmental, but she is not giving me the strong vibes of someone as John, what's his name? I forget. Is it John? No, Jimmy. Jimmy Stewart. When he comes home, he says, "You want to know the secret to being a good actor? You leave it in the studio. And you come home, you take it off. You turn it off. You change your clothes, become a human being, enjoy your family, and that is it. Acting is a job." She is treating acting like an activism and dating all as one thing, a performance. And that is a predatory behaviour. It is controlling behaviour, where you control others around you, where everything is a pose, everything's a photo op, everything is a promotion. So do not think that women really care about the male gaze. Where's the feminist, or even the Puritans, about her lack of modesty, a lack of chastity? Of course, she does lack the bruises of your typical vine swinger, and that is because she is most careful with her body, unlike many others. That is true. She is not as self-abusive as many vine swingers are, but she's still also filtered, edited. You see, look at the edit shadows in this. You're going to say, "Oh, but that's the tile line." No, I'm talking about, look at how her legs are unnaturally bent into all the bends. She may not even be there. This may be highly edited. It's definitely sped up. She's an actress. She's reading her lines. She doesn't believe what she says because it's all to the end. And let's be honest, she did tell us from the beginning that everything is about her, right? It's about her happiness. So when people tell you that something's about them, believe it, because it is most likely the only time they're going to be honest. So thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please support the channel. And again, the point of this is to educate you so that manipulation does not work on you. Do not engage in toxic behavior, please. This is not a pickup artist channel. I'm not going to teach you to manipulate people. So thank you. But those who have found value in this, if you could just give us a like. But if you, perhaps you'll go the extra mile and support me on Ko-Fi, Patreon, buy my books, buy my merch. I appreciate each and every one of you. See you in the next video, and bye for now.